So here is the big question we are tackling today. Where exactly will XRP be in December of 2026? We're going to explore why three totally distinct AI models, each analyzing market trends and historical data, are pointing in completely different directions. And spoiler alert, one of these forecasts is honestly quite shocking. When you have multiple sophisticated AI models looking at the exact same asset and giving you vastly different futures, it tells us that we are sitting at a massive crossroads right now.
To understand where we're going, we have to look at where we are. Right now, XRP sits at a highly critical stage, and it's characterized by intense volatility. On one hand, you have this massive surge of growing global interest. We're seeing increasing real-world use cases, particularly in facilitating lightning-fast cross-border payments. But that immense utility is constantly clashing with heavy, ongoing regulatory discussions. It's this exact tug-of-war between incredibly strong fundamentals and regulatory uncertainty that makes forecasting XRP's next move so complex.
Let's look at scenario 1, the bullish breakout. Our first and undoubtedly most optimistic AI model projects a massive upward move. We are talking about a target of $8 to $12 by December 2026. Now, for anyone holding or even just watching this asset, a leap into the double digits would represent an absolutely monumental shift in its market valuation.
So what's driving this? Why is the AI predicting such a massive jump? Well, this aggressive target rests on three main drivers. First, historical breakout cycles. Crypto markets move in explosive waves, and XRP has a long history of sudden, vertical price action. Second, increasing adoption trends, particularly from financial institutions that are desperately looking for efficient settlement layers. And third, long-term consolidation patterns. You see, the AI views the current price action not as stagnation, but as a tightly coiled spring, just gathering energy for a severe upward expansion.
Now let's shift gears to scenario 2, the moderate growth path. Taking a much more balanced and measured approach, this second model predicts a steady progression. It forecasts XRP landing somewhere between $3 and $5 by the end of 2026. While it's definitely not the thrilling double-digit target of the first model, let's be real. A $3 to $5 range still represents significant, incredibly healthy growth from its current base. The reason this growth path lacks that explosive rally is because real-world friction can slow down even the best technology. The AI heavily weights several limiting factors here. It factors in the intense competition from other cryptocurrencies fighting for the exact same cross-border payment crown. It also accounts for slower adoption timelines, because, as we all know, traditional finance moves at a glacial pace. Finally, it considers potential delays in broader market growth, suggesting we just may not get a massive market-wide bull run to lift all boats simultaneously. And finally, we have scenario 3, the cautious outlook. Brace yourselves because this bearish model expects XRP to move incredibly slowly, essentially remaining trapped in a tight $1 to $2 range without any major breakout by December 2026. If you were hoping for a life-changing rally, this is the AI model that definitely throws some cold water on those expectations. Why so pessimistic? Well, its $1 to $2 cap is based on heavy market resistance levels, basically massive sell walls that the asset simply can't push through. It also points to a huge reduction in overall market hype cycles. Crypto has matured, right? It takes a lot more than just a rumor on social media to pump an asset's price these days. Lastly, this AI just sees a total lack of clear short-term catalysts strong enough to fundamentally alter XRP's trajectory over the next 2 years. Seeing these three models side by side like this reveals a massive divergence in AI forecasting. We've got the bullish model calling for a breakout to that $8 to $12 range. The moderate model sees steady progress to $3 to $5, and the bearish model is stuck at heavy resistance between $1 and $2. Now, while this absolutely highlights that extreme uncertainty still exists, seasoned investors know something very important. Extreme uncertainty often means incredibly high opportunity. So, what are the key factors driving price? The reality is, the future price heavily depends on a perfect equilibrium of 4 equally weighted forces. First up, institutional adoption. If more banks actually use it, demand skyrockets. Second, clear regulation. The market desperately needs confidence and a set of rules to play by. Third, crypto market cycles. You have to time the natural waves of fear and greed. And fourth, Bitcoin's direction. Like it or not, Bitcoin is the gravitational center of the crypto universe. If Bitcoin drops, it is very, very hard for any other asset to break out independently. So the crucial point is figuring out which reality we are actually heading towards. On the left side, if adoption surges, we get true regulatory clarity and we enter a strong bull cycle. That $8 to $12 range becomes highly realistic. However, if you look at the right side, if adoption is sluggish, legal uncertainty just keeps lingering, and the broader market turns bearish, prices will inevitably lean right back toward that conservative $1 to $2 estimate. Let's talk about the smart investor mindset. Smart market participants know that successfully navigating these massive potential price variations comes down to a very simple 3-step framework. Step 1, stay informed early. By watching explainers exactly like this one, you are already way ahead of the curve. Step 2, manage your risk. Never, ever expose yourself to a single asset more than you can comfortably afford to lose, especially given the wild divergence in these AI predictions. And step 3, completely avoid emotional decision-making. Don't buy just because you feel FOMO, and please don't sell purely out of panic. I want you to carry this core philosophy forward. Hype doesn't build wealth, discipline does. Because listen, whether XRP hits $2 or blasts all the way up to $10, this one core truth remains absolute. It's not about cheering for your favorite coin. It's about having a disciplined strategy and actually sticking to it, regardless of which AI model ultimately proves correct. So I will leave you with this final provocative question to think about. Based on the historical data we covered, the ongoing regulatory hurdles, and these completely divergent AI projections we just mapped out, do you realistically see XRP hitting that $10 mark by 2026? Look at the facts, weigh the probabilities, and decide for yourself. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and keep learning.